ग्लोबल टीवी, V4 स्ट्रीम, मलनाडु टीवी इंडिया, न्यूज गांव से, संवाद सारोकार न्यूज, भारत पोस्ट न्यूज, ऑर्गन डोनेशन इंडिया फाउंडेशन इन ज्ञान. Our endeavor is to bring to you and enlighten you with the current topics. And today we are a very, very tropical topic, and that is GYAN, a new beginning. GYAN literally means knowledge. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into specific. GYAN, Global Youth Activity Network, is a knowledge sharing platform which is created with the very objective of empowering the youth in general and village youth in particular, who would act as the catalyst. One moment. Who would act as the catalysts of change in realizing the dreams of two great visionaries of independent India. There were Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man and former president of India. Mahatma Gandhi always advocated for the village development and often used to say the real India lies in the villages. If Indian civilization is to make its full contribution to the building up of a stable world order, it is this vast mass of humanity that has to be made to live again. As visualized by him, the real wealth of our nation is concentrated in our villages, and the real growth of India can happen only when there is all around development of the villages. Therefore, creating wealth in the hands of the villagers is essentially required to stimulate country's economic growth. GYAN envisions millions of young people working together towards a more just, peaceful, and sustainable world where youth are seen as key stakeholders and are active participants in the design of their future. GYAN believes that critical issues facing the planet today demand every generation's attention and action, and that youth are instrumental in movements for positive social change. GYAN incubates global partnerships and increases youth participation in decision making. And I would like to inform my all the viewers that the GYAN started almost 2 years back, but with the motive to connect the youths globally. But as you all know, due to the COVID for last more than 1.5 years, everything came stand still when the COVID started. But GYAN took an initiative and GYAN started a program. This is media conference with Lal Goel from the D-Day 1 of the lockdown, that is from 22nd of March 2020. And from that day onwards, this program is connecting the top, or you can say those who are authorities in their field, as well as the youth. And that's why in spite of doing anything offline or physically, everything was done online. And GYAN succeeded in their mission because youth across the world, across India, pan-India, connected, and they were connected with those who have who can mentor them. I think some disturbance is coming. I request all the panelists to keep themselves on mute, please. I will just see someone is, I will put it on mute. Yeah, sorry, thank you. So now, so this was the aim which we have started with. The aim we started the GYAN, and we have total, we are 7 who are involved in this particular mission. But now gradually more are interested, more are keen to come in the fold. And from today onwards, GYAN is opening its wings for others, whosoever would like to join after the program. Either they can send a message to Global TV on their site, and then they will be allowed after screening. The only aim is, this is not it has nothing to do with the money. It is only to impart the knowledge to the youth, because the youth is not only the future, but they are the present in the everywhere. So we as a GYAN, all the mentors are today going to present and give their views about the GYAN. Why we are saying a new beginning, because the last 2 years it was a tough time for all of us, but with the God grace and with the cooperation of all the viewers as well as all the media channels, we could succeeded in connecting the youth. And now it was found that the youth are ready, the mentors are ready. So many guests who have come in our media conference for last more than 1.5 years are ready to nurture those youths, and the youths are also ready now to join and to get more and more knowledge, experience from those who can definitely would like to give. So now I would like to invite my first uh, guest, and rather the mentor of GYAN, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran is the former visiting professor IIM Lucknow and University of Texas at Dallas, USA. He is the director of Eldo Private Limited, New Delhi. He has done the MBA from IIM Ahmedabad in 1980. He did PhD in 1986. He started teaching and researching business and entrepreneurship since 1984. He published research papers in reputed journals, international seminars, proceedings, and chapters in books of readings. He started academic administration phase as dean in 1997, rising to executive director, controlling management and engineering institutes in 2007. Her Highness Governor of Karnataka nominated Dr. Saran to the Senate of Bangalore University in recognition of his distinguished academic contributions. He was visiting professor to University of Texas at Dallas from 2012 to 2019. He also visited Washington State University and President University, Indonesia, on the invitation of the Dean Faculty of Business in 2018. He innovated and implemented a unique model to double the turnover with existing infrastructure in one accounting year. He is co-promoter of Institute of Family Business Management Society. He is honorary director of NCR Delhi-based high-tech B2B digital startup. He is also co-founder of OWGI Foundation, which promotes social entrepreneurship ventures, as well as currently he is the senior director of Don Bosco Group, Bangalore. Welcome, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran on our show. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, being a senior mentor, or I will say the chartered mentor of GYAN. And you have seen the journey, what the GYAN has done in past 2 years. You also mentored many of the youth, as well as still you are working in you are connected with a very prestigious group, and you have participated in many of our conferences. We would like to know your view about the GYAN, a new beginning. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, please.
Thank you, Goel sir. Thank you, my fellow founder chartered mentors. And thank you, all the viewers along our journey for bringing us to the glory of today. I am very grateful to every one of you. Without you, we will not reach in GYAN the distinction, the glory which we have achieved today. With this modest gratitude, I also am very grateful to the leadership provided by Mr. Lal Goel. He has been literally the glue which has kept the founders together. We did have lots of opportunities. Some we capitalized and some we are yet to capitalize. It is a proud day for me, especially because Teachers' Day is around the corner. India is a country which respects its teachers. Of course, most other countries do, but we have a pride of place, or reverse it, we have a place of pride. Both are true in equal measure when it comes to teachers and the tradition. I am very excited to be here with you because I remember a thought. You do not have to see the entire staircase when you start climbing up. Take the first step in faith and one step at a time, and then the famous quotation comes true, and that is a journey of 1,000 miles is begun with first step. Today is a restatement, and rededication to that thought. What do we want to do in the new beginning? We simply want to gain more momentum to carry on our journey. At the same time, we want to check the compass. Are we headed towards the true north or not? The concept of true north is very vital for us and for anybody else for that matter. The true north is when no interference from the other forces, electromagnetic forces, operates on the compass. So the needle points to that direction, which actually is the north pole of the earth. That's true north. Today, nothing could be more important than knowing where the true north lies, knowing what kind of interferences will be operating on any significant dedication, and knowing how to correct our course to be headed towards true north. So, what exactly with youth is the true north? The true north is, according to my personal view, the commitment to character. I do not subscribe to very complex definitions of character. I subscribe to very simple definition of character. The youth must accept, the youth must dedicate that if they give a word to anyone, they will keep that word. I do not see any reason in the youth's life why they will not be able to keep their commitment once they have given it. Because God made us human beings precisely by giving us willpower. The best definition to date of human being is a one-line sentence. Man is the creature of volitional consciousness. Let me repeat it so that it is embedded in us. Man is a creature of volitional consciousness. This is the best definition. Take it from somebody who has done years of research, more than 25 years to be precise, on this definition. I know it. So, youth, their true north is going to be that once you give a commitment, then you must keep it. That is the true north. Now, all of us mentors will be mentoring about our special skills and competencies. Mr. Goel sir is a renowned, recognized business person. When he was young, he decided he will get into fashion apparel. He made a success of it. Then he decided he wants to try his hand on other businesses. He made a success of it. I am sure all his life, in his youth, in his mature years, he has lived by this principle. Give the commitment, keep the commitment. That's the true north. That's why he is so respected for me. That's why he is respected by all the chartered members. That's why he is respected by all the people he brings every day on the network. That single constant is the true north. And in our new beginning, what I am requesting all the fellow founder chartered members and all the new members who have expressed their wish, and we have found them worth joining our movement to be with us. All of us, we must make sure whether we are teaching public speaking, whether we are teaching the professionalism, whether we are teaching them how to keep your boss happy by proper behavior, not by flattery. If we are teaching how to speak in public, all those specific things are most welcome, are very valuable, and are necessary at the same time, but not at the cost of this single constant true north that any time you give a commitment, be very careful before you give the commitment. There is a humorous quotation. I want to mention it here. At the same time, it is extremely serious advice to people. And that is, before marriage, keep your eyes open. After marriage, keep it closed. So thank you, Lal Goel sir, for this opportunity. This is what our new beginning is to me. I am able to change lives of a few hundred students a year. I give you my promise. I'll carry on this mission with fullest dedication. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, for giving very, very powerful promise which you have given. And what you have spoken about me, I don't know whether I am that competent or not. But yes, the message of Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran is very clear. If you commit something, please try to fulfill, because then only you will be most successful. Thank you very much, Professor Saran. Now I would like to invite my next chartered mentor of GYAN, Professor Dr. P.P. Devan. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan is the Professor Head and Neck Surgery at AJ Medical College, Mangalore. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan is an accomplished medical doctor and an all-rounder in latest treatment advancements. He is very fast in responding to changing times and very appropriate in deriving at medical solutions. Although he is specialized in head and neck surgery, he has effective treatments for many illnesses. His episode about self-care from COVID-19, which is done with me in media conference with Lal Goel during the first wave of the pandemic, went viral and helped many people to stay away from fear and panic caused by the virus. I will just add one more thing in this, that particular episode I still remember was really hilarious. And after that, because we believe in one thing, we are doing it as a social service, and GYAN's motto is that. And we have no copyright on our own episode. So what the other channels have done, they translated that particular episode or the prefix with other languages, and it went viral in many, many languages across the world, and millions viewers watched that show. And everybody still today remember that show, because what Dr. Devan has given a simple remedy for the COVID-19, which is still effective if people follow that. So that was the very, very memorable episode. He kept himself updated with latest treatment protocols and helped many people to manage the crisis at ease. He was professor and head of head and neck surgery at AJ Medical College, Mangalore. He now serves AJ Medical College as professor of head and neck surgery. He was chief of medical education of AJ Medical College, Mangalore earlier. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan had won 2 gold medals for outstanding research in the South India ENT conference and was the editor-in-chief of ENT International Journal. Welcome, Professor Dr. P.P. Devan on our show. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan, you are so busy in your work, but still for GYAN, whenever we organized our meeting or earlier, but during the COVID online meetings, you are always present and try to impart your knowledge, what you have. And that has given advantage not only to the public at large, but especially, I will say, to the youth. And you are very much concerned about youth, the way you are talking to them as if they are your own children. Now, we would definitely like to know your views on GYAN, a new beginning. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan, please.
Morning, Mr. Lal, and all the extraordinary people. It is an honor to be in the of people. Not, I see Jolly Joe's also here, but others I was about to say League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. There's a movie and by that name. Now, looking back and looking forward, that is the symbol of the god called Janus, which is why we say January. It looks back at the previous year and it looks forward to the coming year. So, in that regard, I suppose looking back, we have gone miles and miles ahead. We have conducted incredible programs. We have helped innumerable people climb up the ladder in whichever way. Now, my teachers say, be the role model, be the person that you would like the world to model themselves on. Come from a place where the people talk about temple, jump out of the window and wear the mundu. But then I was really concerned about the influence of linguistic influences on my English language speaking skills. So I spent an enormous amount of effort in perfecting the English dialect. So my guidance to the youth is the world is flat. So said Martin Friedman. The world comes to us to recruit brilliant talent. In that, you should be prepared. What is success? Being ready and waiting at the doorknob for it to open. Youth must prepare itself. I tell my students, be the very best in English language speaking skills and dialect. Number two, have the professionalism. 90% of students do not have professionalism and become unemployable. Have the professionalism which an organization will require and look forward to recruit you. Three, be humble. The balloon rises by not what is outside, but by inside. And number four, have the focus to be the best. Which way? Identify the niche area. Today is a rapidly changing world. The world requires a different set of talent, capacities, and intellect. Focus on what is required and be the best at it. The world will make a beaten path to your door. And do you want to enjoy 90% of the wealth that you make? The only way is to close your eyes, take 10%, and throw it back to where it came from. Did it come from GYAN? Give back to GYAN. Did it come from the society, from your teachers, from your parents? Give it back. If you do not do that, I have no religious or political leanings, but look at the goddess of wealth. What does she do? She takes gold coins and throws it out of the lotus. Otherwise, the lotus can sink. How many, very many wealthy people have sunk because of their wealth? So give it off. You will remain afloat and you will be a pillar of society to be adorned, to be adored, and to be eulogized by the rest of the society. All my very best to the youngsters. My grateful gratitude to all the members of GYAN, intellectuals and individuals who selflessly have contributed to the bringing up of this noble group. I am indebted to them. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. P.P. Devan, and I'm sure the advice of what you have given today about English as well as about the wealth will go a long way, and it will definitely give a guidance to the youth that how the people can reach on top, and even so much, even if they reach on top, how humbleness always give the benefits not only to the society, but to the individual also. Thank you very much, Professor P.P. Devan. And I'm sure that your guidance to the GYAN will always be there, and as you have already given in last 2 years. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to invite my next mentor, chartered mentor, GYAN member, and he's Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik. Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik is the former Managing Director, Indian Railway Finance Corporation. Dr. Patnaik is a strong visionary, multidisciplined management professional with over 3 decades of rich and varied experience across government departments and public sector enterprises of India. He belongs to the 1989 batch of Indian Railways Account Services. Dr. Patnaik completed his master's in applied geology from Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, ISM in 1985. He did masters in public management from Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, National University of Singapore in 2015. He did Doctor in Philosophy, PhD in Management from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, Ranchi in 2019. Apart from holding key positions in Indian Railways from 1989 to 2013, Dr. Patnaik has the distinctions of holding key management positions in the state and central public sector enterprises for nearly a decade, both on deputation and on absorption. After taking voluntary retirement from Indian Railways in 2013, Dr. Patnaik joined Heavy Engineering Corporation as Director of Finance from 2013 to 2017, and then as Managing Director of Indian Railway Finance Corporation 2017 to 2018. For his exemplary work in office automation and computerization, Dr. Patnaik was decorated with the prestigious Railway Minister's Award in 1999. In his last assignment as MD IRFC in 2017, Dr. Patnaik achieved an unique milestone by taking the lead to raise $500 million for the Indian Railways at a competitive price through issue of climate bonds, certified green bonds in the overseas market, which incidentally is first of its kind for the railway transportation sector in an emerging economy like India. Right now, he's pursuing his own ideas and passion for institution building and academics. Welcome, Dr. S.K. Patnaik on our show. Dr. Patnaik, you are again, I will say the GYAN is made of all very, very strong pillars. And one of the very strong pillars is Dr. Patnaik. And Dr. Patnaik, in spite of many odds, which because many times he was away in those remote areas where the not proper network is there. Sometimes he was not well also, but he always try, and rather he always be on our GYAN platform, and especially after during the COVID with the media conference with Lal Goel, and try to impart his knowledge, his experience to the youth. Even during the COVID, because he is having that type of quest, he wants to give and fulfill the youth. He has, even against the medical advice, rather I was against his traveling, he came to Mangalore and imparted his knowledge to the institutions, a greatness for him without worrying about his own health. This shows that a person with a knowledge, this a person with a passion, person with an experience, how they are dedicated for the society. They just want to impart their knowledge and experience, and that is what is there in Dr. S.K. Patnaik. Welcome, Dr. S.K. Patnaik, once again in our show. I would like now you to say few words about GYAN in your beginning. Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik, please.
Thank you. It's nice to see you anchoring today's media conference from capital of UK, London. You're looking so different today. It's quite energetic. And this energy of the
Dr. Patnaik, sorry to interrupt. Your range, your network is so weak, we can't hear properly. Is it possible to improvise the network by see that if you can change your location somewhere here and there in wherever you are, so that at least the people can hear you clear, loud and clear. We definitely would like to hear from you. Is it possible just to shift from one room to other room, or coming to an open area if possible, so that you, because
I'm just trying to
okay, so I think what we can do, no, Dr. Patnaik, we can't hear you. Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul, can you help? No, please unmute, Mr. Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, we are unable to hear, sir. There is network issues there.
There is a network issue. We can't even see you. We can't even hear properly.
We can't hear.
Is it possible for you? Yeah. So what I suggest, you just check and shift your place till the time I will take the another mentor. And once you are ready, just we will take you. I will just after the next our mentor, we will take you again. Thank you.
Okay,
Dr.
I'll wait for my turn. So let me
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to improve on the network. Yeah,
Yeah, because we would like to see you also as well as hear you properly. Yeah.
sure.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next mentor, chartered mentor of GYAN. He is Dr. Kurian. Dr. Kurian is MSW, MPhil, PhD. Dr. Kurian is the principal of Alvas College, Morbidri. He worked from 1991 to 2000 with Korga tribe of Dakshin Kannada through Samagra Gramin Ashram Corp, which is involved in tribal activism in Karnataka. He was principal of Alvas College of Social Work from 2000 to 2009. He has been the member of BOE and BOS of Mangalore University. He initiated 16 new postgraduate programs and coordinated and implemented the academic, administrative and infrastructural and research requirements. He coordinated NAC visit for the first time in the institute and completed the NAC accreditation. He initiated more than 30 certificate courses. He initiated various teacher development programs. He initiated research-centered pedagogy for postgraduate departments. He is guiding and monitoring the academic functioning of 174 faculty members and 40 departments. Welcome, Dr. Kurian, on our show. Dr. Kurian, please switch on your video. We can't see you.
Sorry, sir, there is some problem with my video. I think I'm audible to everybody.
You are audible, but because the show is live, Mr. Paul, what we should do, the problem there nowadays, I think now you have started, just see if we can, no, we can't see you. Mr. Paul, is it possible, because we can't see him?
Yeah, I think Dr. Patnaik can now audible and visible must be.
Okay,
Dr.
so
Kurian should do something to get.
Dr.
Yeah,
Kurian, is it possible
Yes.
for you? Okay,
Yes,
so we are,
something.
okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kurian. So Dr. Patnaik, please unmute yourself. Please unmute. You are on mute.
Am I audible now? Is my video okay?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I'm extremely sorry for the interruption. You know, I'm changing the places every month, so I do not know where to get the best of network. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Goel, for keeping me in the network, GYAN network. And we are all meeting after a brief, a gap of almost like 6 to 7 months. But as a Sutradhar for the GYAN, you have been doing excellent job. Even when you were there in Mudibedri, now you are in London, still you could make this possible. We are very grateful to you. Well, 6 of us from the original GYAN founders, which started its activity from 22nd March 2020, if I'm correct. We tried our level best during the COVID time to bring this network to such a level that we could develop the 3 networks which was conceptualized in the GYAN. The first network we perceived as a layer of intellectuals with years of experience. And the second layer, we thought the student volunteers will join us in this movement where they will get empowered by this first layer called the intellectual layers. And the third layer, of course, is our target layer. We want to reach to millions of youth in the India, particularly at the village level, to spread the message of GYAN, Global Youth Activity Network, to empower them and to see that the GYAN moves a step further. See, the ultimate aim for GYAN is to connect the millions of youth across the country, particularly the village youth, to see that, and also to ensure that this village youth becomes the catalyst of change for the country, for the nation as a whole. Now, there is a saying by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who is one of the great visionary of this country. once he has said to the students, while addressing to the students, he said, if you want to shine like a sun, first born like a son. This is exactly what we are trying to do for the GYAN. Even though we have been there for last 16 months or so, contrary to our expectations, we have not been able to reach many people around. But yes, now onwards, we are again getting energized. We are going to start a new beginning from today onwards to connect many youths around this country so that the message of GYAN goes around. And finally, we could see the youths empowering the nation as a whole. Look at the things, what is happening in a nation of turmoil, that is Afghanistan, and what message it gives to our youth. The bottom line is that if the nation is not strong, if the leadership in the nation is not strong, then the country is going to remain in turmoil. And then the people of that nation will go to different countries. So this is exactly the point for the GYAN. The village, the youth should remember that they should first uphold the unity and integrity of the nations. And this is where the core value of the GYAN lies. You need to come together after seeing such a situation in a country like Afghanistan, that India, even though it is a great democracy, even though it is signing for last 2 decades or so, but there is no guarantee that the nation can remain as a one, given the fact that so many divisive forces are raising their heads in different parts of the country. And then there are perpetual threats along the borders. Anytime the peaceful fabric of the country may get disturbed. So my first message to the youth is that we should come together in this GYAN platform to see that we belong to one nation. Then the second thing we must keep in our mind that the development of a country definitely lies with the million of youths spread across the country. And particularly the youths who are there in the village, they need the empowerment like the youth in the urban area. So the next best effort, what the GYAN could pass on the baton to the students, volunteers, is to empower the village youth. I think with this, solemn beginning, GYAN can really make an impact on this virtual platform to bring lots of youth in the fabric, in the country's national fabric, and see that the country prosper. With these few words, let me again wish all the best for the youth who have already been integrated to the GYAN network. Our intention is to see that this network grows and grows over the months and the years. And finally, the very objective of the GYAN to reach every nook and corner of the country really fructifies. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the GYAN members. And thank you, Mr. Chairman of GYAN, Mr. Goel.
Thank you very much, Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik. In spite of the network problem, you could manage to give a loud and clear message. And your message is very, very clear to connect the youth, especially the village youth. And I must say, with the cooperation of all the GYAN mentors, chartered mentors, we have connected in our program youths from Odisha, from Northeast, from Bihar, from Northern India, villages, even from Maharashtra, there's Satara and other places, because of the contribution given by our youth mentors. And we are trying, although many times we face lots of problem about the network, but still we want to pass the message very clearly to them that if the youth will come all of us in the GYAN fold, definitely the proper knowledge, the correct knowledge, and as Dr. Patnaik has mentioned about the integration with the country and the unity, which is very much required, we always try to give. Thank you very much, Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik. Now I would like to invite I think Dr. Kurian has not yet joined back. So now I would like to invite our
Woman can be called sir.
okay. So now I'd like to, so kind of you, Mr. N.V. Paulus, the chairman of Global TV and is the secretary of GYAN, is always so courteous and he always wants that he should be always called the last. No problem. I will call you at the last only. So I can see Dr. Kurian is joining. If he's joining in a minute, then fine. Otherwise, I am calling my next guest. Dr. Kurian, are you there? Can you switch on your video now? Yeah, Dr. Kurian.
Sir, is it visible now?
No, you are still Mr. India. We can't see you. So again, you please try again. So now I will like to invite my guest who is again, I will say, as I mentioned, there is GYAN, a new beginning. So it's a new beginning for him, although he's not old for our programs. He is contributing to our programs in many folds, directly and indirectly. Directly because he is participating in the media conference, indirectly because he is recommending and sending lots of youth in our program. And that's in one way, he is doing the service, the motto which GYAN is already having, to connect the youth. So I would like to introduce, although he never wanted to be introduced properly, I don't know why, he has reduced his introduction drastically and his instructions are not to give that much big one. So I have no other option to follow him, but I will add prefixes, that is Professor Dr. Oman Memon. Although he wanted to call as now Mr. Oman Memon, best known reason for him. So Professor Dr. Oman Memon is a management guru. He has an experience of 4.5 decades being a management consultant, orator, mentor, trainer, motivational speaker, and visiting scholar at many universities. Formerly Dean of Neptune School of Management, LLP. Welcome, Professor Dr. Oman Memon. You were there in many of our media conferences and you have participated in many topics, on the different topics, not only for education, but all other topics also. And you have also sent so many youth to participate in our youth program. You have seen the GYAN very closely. You have interacted with GYAN mentors also. We would like to know now from you, the GYAN in new beginning. Professor Dr. Oman Memon, please.
Thank you for the nice introduction. As you said, I feel, of late I started feeling I should not be suffixes. My name should not be suffix or prefix to any kind of thing. The most important award or the thing I would like is the Guru. As following the tradition, Indian tradition, I would like to be addressed like that. If I am entitled to be addressed as a Guru, that is what I feel. That's what I suggested. You may please introduce me in a different way. Credentials. The credentials, I don't know. It happened to be like that. Let me come to that point. Come to the subject. I joined very late in this crusade. I must say, as a crusade. I joined very late to the crusade of GYAN. But as you mentioned, I have participated in different programs. At times I was so spontaneous and I was so outspoken at certain times. I've been advised by Mr. Paul or that, to be little cautious. So I always listen to them. Because I love them a lot. Yeah, how best you can bring in the youth, the future of the country. How best. They have their roles. You cannot define the roles in a specific area. Look at the climate change that's hampering us. Look at the cultural pollination, what is happening. Look at the fascism that is happening in this country. I don't mind to say that the fascism, the corporate judiciary and the legislation put their hands together and it becomes a fascist. It becomes a fascism. And that's happening. Only the youth can take care of that. Only the youth in this world, only the youth in this country can bring in the changes. How can they bring in the changes? The teachers who can enlighten them with vivid subjects, who go beyond their subjects, who talk beyond their subjects. The professorial wisdom, which I consider it as not a wisdom be only on a single particular subject. A wisdom means how you look at the world in such a manner, in a manner that you can throw light into the life of the youth. How best you can bring them to give them the life of wisdom. So GYAN can do a lot. GYAN can do a lot. We were advocating, we were talking, discussing, deliberating a lot about campus medias. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to say that unfortunately, very few of the campus leaders, I mean the academicians, the principals or professors or head of the departments expressed in a positive manner. Maybe it is because of the COVID situations, but the youth, the campus can do a lot. The campus only brought changes in this country. The youth only changes in this country. So I feel we have to be more active. We have to be more precise where we have to strike. I think I don't have much time to speak. So I conclude, and I promise I'll be there with you in this journey. I promise I'll be there with you in this journey as a friend runner to any extent. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Thank you for the opportunities given to me, Mr. Goel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Oman Mehman, and welcome to the GYAN family. Already you were there, but now it's a new beginning. And as you mentioned about the campus media, we are proud to say that one of the mentor, Dr. Kurian, being the principal of Alwas College, a prestigious college, they have a very massive campus media program. They have a school of journalism, and they are not only doing it as a course, but they are inculcating the real journalism in those students who are learning there. And it's really a showcase, I must say, for many of the universities or colleges or the campuses, as you mentioned, that they must see how the Alwas College Murbidri is doing this type of thing under the guidance of Dr. Kurian. Dr. Kurian, can we see you now? We can't see right now, till now.
Yeah, it's not possible, sir. I worked all possible ways. There's something wrong with the camera, I believe.
Dr. Kurian moved to another department and joined.
No, what I suggest, Dr. Kurian, can you just change the mobile? Take some other mobile.
No, I'm using my computer.
So change the,
I think I should. I can. Yeah, I'll come on the mobile. I'll come on the mobile.
Okay, then please do that. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next. Again, I will say she is again a new entrant, the GYAN, and she is Professor Dr. Jolie Jose. Professor Dr. Jolie Jose is an associate professor of MET School of Communication, MET University, Noida. She has a blending career experience of teaching, research, and grassroots work with communities. She worked in reputed educational institutions like Xavier University, Bhubaneswar, Sri Padmavati Women University, Tirupati, and Blue Mount Public School, Kerala, before joining MET University. She worked in Kerala and Tamil Nadu for 12 years with NGO in rural development sector with People's Movement activity with special reference to women, children, youth, and farmers, SHGs, etc. She had completed her doctoral studies in 2011 on new media and children, impact of adult content on children from the Department of Communication and Journalism, Sri Padmavati Women's University, Tirupati. Besides the development project, she has worked in research projects on children, such as social networking sites, online gaming and children, live research project on adult intervention and integrated development of children as principal investigator. She has authored 2 books, Cyber Exploration and the Reality, with a special reference on the Indian reality. One more book in Malayalam, for which she is going to tell the name because I do not want to misspell or mispronounce, which is the story of the migration to Malabar, which she will tell the name in Malayalam. She has published several research articles in reputed journals and as book chapters and presented more than 20 research papers at international and national conferences. Her area of teaching is communication research, development, communication, media ethics, and journalism. She is also a resource person to schools and universities and conducts sessions on growth and development media, education, and parenting. Welcome, Professor Dr. Jolie Jose on our show. Professor Dr. Jolie Jose, you have heard everybody, and you are also participating in many of our conferences. Previously, you participated and put your views in a very, very candid way. And you have done so much work in the rural area, which our mentor Dr. Patnaik has raised, which is really as a GYAN always want to promote that that GYAN members should contribute for the connect the youth from, especially from the rural area. And now definitely you are watching the activities what GYAN is doing during the COVID in spite of all odds. But still, we would like to know your views on GYAN in New Beginning. Professor Dr. Jolie Jose, please.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this elegant and budding, relevant approaches to reach the youth. The concept itself is inspiring, I found it. When I got connected to GYAN, I was listening to understand what you people are trying to communicate. Something which I liked is the space given for diversity of thought process. So that's why it got me glued to this. And thank you, Dr. Umman, sir, for connecting me to this. We had been in touch with each other for a number of programs related to university campus. Listening to GYAN, I find I'm still not very clear of what the GYAN is really trying to do with the youth. I've been listening to you only. But the desire to connect and motivate and unite, get the youth united, it's something through the media. I think something that is very unique. And if we look at the other youth program, it is confined to the campus. It's confined. Of course, we have forum, the national level. It goes as scattered programs or the pockets here and there, ending up with the certain activities and programs. Something through the media. I think it's a wonderful effort that you are in. And the 2 layers, like the mentoring, the intellectual layer and the student layer. It's a good idea to be. And how does this mentoring happen? As I expressed, it's a concern, one. And how to attract the students to something it's very less attractive, like the present today, they like to be, the youth like to be, in a different platform, like entertaining, and which get them together. They like to spend time on that. At the same time, I notice my students, a number of them, trying to get in touch with many NGOs as they are my own students. I do really encourage them, like being in Noida campus. I was pretty surprised to see, especially master students a lot, and a number of graduate students. Somehow they get in touch with many activities, including COVID. That gives me a lot of positive. I encourage them to continue. They come and share with me, ma'am, we want some support. How do we go about this? We are doing this and all those things. So this desire to serve the nation, and there's an urge to serve the nation, there's a possibility. And I think that GYAN need to tap this possibility to one thing to be more self-explorative and to be exploring in a diversified manner. I think that I gather it from the pillars of the GYAN, looking at, from different perspective. What is the diversity? Looking at India in a critical manner in a global context, and that diversity and the beauty, and very especially, I think they need the convincing models between the gaps. No, you see, that they tend to look at how much the adults like me in the second stage of my career, I consider it as how fast I pick up and I am in par with their own pace of technology. So that manner. So they wanted a convincing model where they can get connected. That is one of the things probably I have sent that they are looking at. Once they're convinced, they very much go with the mentor and the mentoring. So when I'm in the mentoring process of the students, this is what I feel, that the convincing model that we can lead them to the vision, the combination of the vision which the GAN having and the youngsters are looking for. So making them great visionaries in an integrated manner, like Women's Service mentioning the need for the ecosystems, the need and great managers we are talking about these days. At the same time, we need the compassionate human these days who be very, very sensitive to self, to the other, and the whole of the ecosystem. So this is what of my vision of youth. They want to be like a very compassionate, human, visionary, self-explorative, and will be a challenge of the GAN to be there. Get them into the platform. Of course, the need of the rural and the space of the rural youth is not yet explored at all. That's what I feel. And where are they, and how can GAN reach them? How do we ensure the GAN ensure that you are serving or reaching or binding the rural youth? It becomes a concern in front of me. And of course, it's a great, great need. And there's a great potential also in building the rural economy, where especially health status, maintaining the ecosystem with a great focus in the rural area. So all those becomes a great concern, and that will be a great contribution. So I would conclude over here, seeing a wonderful platform to reach the youth, and secondly, great effort from the pillars of GYAN, and would like to be part of it. Like I can see I myself are the only female person over here yesterday. So Women's Service calling me that I am the only one over here. I could see only the men force over there, and giving a lot of feminine approach to the whole of the ecosystem. That is the sustaining one, and that's what you are already adding. That's what I'm reading from GYAN's approach. So all the best to GYAN. I would love to be part of a great effort. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and being part of it.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Jolie Jose, and the concerns you have raised, because you are entering and you have come in association with us very recently. But I'm sure when Mr. Paulus will speak, he will explain to you everything. But still, only one, two things I will like to say. First is that yes, what GYAN is doing, although the COVID has hampered our 100% efforts, but we were trying to achieve whatsoever we are doing. We are connecting the youth from the village to the city, and city to metro, and metro to the even the global area. That's why it's GYAN. But because of the COVID, we and the limitations about the network, which we have seen even today, how the network situation is there in India, although it's a Saturday. So that's why we have to be, but still we are bringing those, we are asking them to speak. We want to create, we want to tell them that the positive media is the only thing which they should, because today what is happening in the country is that media, tutu media, which is tutu meme media is going on, which is not giving any positive thought, rather it is creating negative thought in youth. And that is why we first want to take out the venom which is already there in the mind of youth by giving them this platform of positive media. Secondly, we are planning to, which we already have in our charter, to see to it that the youth from a one village, if he will be connected with the youth of other village, so he can do many things in imparting the knowledge as well as doing the business, which suppose one village is having something which other village doesn't have, so they can interact and they can transact. So there are many things. And as far as the girl and the women thing which we have raised rightly, our emphasis, if you see the profile of our conference, you will always find lots of emphasis on the women power and the girls, which we are highlighting almost every day. But definitely, once you are in now in the GYAN fold, definitely whatsoever changes, whatsoever the additions we have to do, definitely we'll take your expert advice. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Jolie Jose. And now I can very well clearly see Dr. Kurian, and we can hear. So without wasting time, we would like to know from you, Dr. Kurian, because you were not there at that time. I just mentioned that how under your leadership, the Alvas College has done very tremendous thing about the media, the campus media, how you have developed, and now it is the way you are developing the students, not as a student only, but a real journalist, the positive media, you are inculcating them. So we would like to know, as a chartered mentor of GYAN, a new beginning, Dr. Kurian, please.
I think I'm visibly audible now and audibly visible. So thank you for the great opportunity. It was a great journey of 1 year with all my dear GYAN members, especially Goel sir, Sudhir sir, Santosh sir, and the networking person, Paul sir, where we believe we began somewhere 1 year back saying that we should be able to contribute. And I think we have done enough in terms of connecting people. And I would like to thank Dr. Devan and Santosh Kumar sir and Sudhir sir especially for their contributions. Dr. Devan, I just refer here. I had one neighbor whose leg was supposed to be amputated due to diabetic wound. I just called him in the night and said, "Sir, this is happening. Can you help out?" He just prescribed a few medicines and spoke to the doctor, spoke to the patient, and I'm so glad that he's just my neighbor. He's intact with his both the legs and is going around. So I no, it worth ₹1 million. It is not a small contribution. So I owe personally a lot to this platform because I may not be as a person, but as a person gained a lot and lot from. Sudhir Sharan sir is connecting our students to various stalwarts of business and management. Now we have a program for our students through Sudhir Sharan sir. Santosh sir had come to our college, addressed our students at a workshop. Father had come to our college and had a workshop. And then Lal Goel sir, of course, he keeps on addressing our students. And Paulo sir, I should not mention, he is a person who who connects everything, and he brings in a lot of energy and things. And we had a lot of discussions other than the things that we had. So I believe the discussions when we started initially, we were referring few important items, important things that we have to be perceiving in GYAN. That one was as we were thinking about village connect village youth to the world, village information system network we were thinking of, village market network we were thinking of, village tourism network we were thinking of and discussed, village education network system which we have been thinking and have been discussing, village skill network, village social change network, village health network, and those were the initial discussions which we had deliberated a lot on it. And probably sir, our Goel sir has taken up many discussions on these issues. Other than this also there were quite a lot of discussions. Now the next years, I'm so glad that we are increasing in our number. We are really adding strength. Professor Omen, I listened to him, the way he is speaking. I feel so kind of aligned to him, because I even in a campus, being sitting in a campus where I have around 5,000 students with me, I can read the whole overall mindset of the students, where they are getting more mean and confined to many of the traditional systems. It could be religion, it could be caste, it could be many other those kind of traditional systems which has been there in the society, and they are getting more and more confined to it, rather than opening up and getting expanded through their thoughts and minds. And I believe there should be a lot of activities henceforth where we can really connect the youth for some actions. So now there are few which we have initiated, but in the coming year, we expect that the youths across the world, if it is across India, that is why when we initiated our Independence Day celebration last year, Goel sir had a wonderful program of connecting the whole India, of course, Kerala to Manipur, where there were performances and youth connected, they got together, they started discussing. I believe this kind of programs have to be more now, and especially few areas like networking for marketing, networking for health, networking for different communication channels, because as I have seen, it's all today. It's a network society. The networks are being captured by few who are powerful, and the people who are outside the network will not be able to have access to the technology, neither to the benefits of the network. I mean, even the modern information technology network, including that. So I believe we should take steps to establish a separate, or maybe outside the controlled and capitalized networking models. We should have small youth networking across Karnataka. During the last COVID pandemic, we had few of my students had a small connectivity where our passed out students were connecting to few villages, and they were having connections. They had the exchange of goods like vegetables and those kind of things. Small experiments were done. I believe this as a great opportunity. We have so many products, so many producers, so many people in marketing, and so many people associated. So I believe there should be small networking between 5 to 10 members of villages, and they start interacting and they start developing their own network and progressing. That would be a great expansion for our GYAN henceforth. And somewhere, Redine, we had a discussion on a GYAN knowledge platform, where we can have small research opportunities through us given to the rural youths, could be college youths or could be postgraduates, even above the high school level, where they can come up with the positive and new ideas regarding the development, or maybe women, maybe children, maybe maybe subaltern groups or marginalized groups. Maybe other areas also, where they can have small studies and they come up with the small ideas, which can become a consolidated knowledge bank for GYAN, which can be used for policy advocacy or media advocacy, all those kind of things. So I believe these are the future directions that I see, and more than all these directions and things that I see, the amount of love and affection and cordial relationship that I experienced personally among us was wonderful. And I think I was enjoying a great company of great men in the platform. And the way they respond to a small request, it could be Dr. Dev and Dr. Sudhir sir, maybe Goel sir, maybe Paul, maybe Santosh Patnaik sir. It was great and I enjoyed it. I would like to be in the whole company for my personal enjoyment and growth. And also I would like to see my GYAN group making big contribution to the society at large in the future. Thank you, and I welcome all Dr. Professor Omen sir and Madam Jolly Madam, because I heard both of you are going to be a great positive energy to this group. Thank you, Goel sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kurian, for giving your such a, I must say, descriptive thing about the GYAN and what GYAN has done and what was the aim of the GYAN Although the COVID has come is a hurdle, but we have tried to see the opportunity even in that hurdle. And I must tell you that the way the Dr. Kurian has explained, that is the thing, and he mentioned about the cordial relationship. When I was offered the chairmanship of GYAN, I was suggested by a few people why you are doing it. They all are intellectuals. They are authority in their field. It's very, very difficult to see to it that they all will come and they will listen to even you, because you have neither you are a professor nor you are such a learned person among these. But I can tell you, all our GYAN members, because the aim, the motto of the GYAN was same, and everybody is dedicated for their motto and that motto, and they are doing their work without thinking that what the others will think or not think. They are doing selflessly their work, and that is what GYAN is. Thank you very much, Dr. Kurian, and I know that you have praised everybody, but I can only say that you are a person who has worked with the villagers, and your heart beats for the village and the rural people. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, we could not reach to that extent what were your dreams. But definitely now, once the things are becoming better, although it's not yet better in our area, that is the Dakshin Kannada and Kerala. Once the thing will be better, definitely we are sure, at least the Professor Jolly Rose, as well as all others, that we are dedicated to do the works which we have taken in our GYAN. Thank you very much, Dr. Kurian. Now I would like to invite the main person who is the creator of this GYAN, the person who has thought about this, and the person who is one, you can say, the center pillar of everyone or the entire GYAN, and always smiling, never wanted to be in the forefront, always on the backstage, but a person who is like a thread, who wants that everyone should come in and then it will become a garland. And the person, the personality, and his thinking. I can only say one thing, very, very rare phenomena. I have come across millions of people in my lifetime. I have not seen a person, whatsoever somebody is angry, whatsoever the conditions, he always smile, and he tried to pacify the things in such a way the person become so much humble, and person feels that if he is not doing, why should I do the anger and not. And he's no other than Mr. Henry Paulus. Now, Mr. Henry Paulus is the chairman of Global TV, which is India's first internet TV. He is the secretary of GYAN. He is a postgraduate in commerce. He is also a master practitioner in NLP and a hypnotherapist. He has 30 years experience in areas of teaching, media, and coaching. He is a communication trainer and a phobia healer as well. And one quality is that he is having solution for any problem whatsoever. I never heard any time he says not possible. He always says, yes, it is going to be. And he is a person who delivers. So I welcome Mr. Henry Paulus. You, as a creator, and as being a secretary, the charter secretary of the GYAN, for you, it's always, although you have started, so it's a beginning, but it's still, as per the topic today, GYAN, a new beginning. Mr. Henry Paulus, please.
Sir, GYAN is a gold mine for me, sir. And every GYAN member, every GYAN mentor is a gold mine. I see myself as a gold mine to be explored by others. And when I see every gold mine say to explore, it cannot be explored by itself. A gold mine cannot explore by itself. Someone else should come and explore it. So my job, I learned, I had a wonderful purpose that I was looking everything through the eye of media. And when I was inspired by Dr. Kalam and to happen to start the first internet TV in India, it happened to have the vision of transforming the entire media in India. I never knew that I am a very small person. I can't think all those nonsense. I simply thought it is possible. And the way I found was to connect to the gold mines. So I just went on searching for people who are contented and their containers are filled, and the containers which is having the bottom is not open. If the container's bottom is open, whatever we pour into that, it will be disappeared within no time. So the containers with less leakage, if I can connect, I can do some marvelous job was my dream. And it is so happened from 1 kilometer distance, I can see a person if the container is not leaking. And I went on connecting with them without having a special agenda for what is that I am going to achieve. Because I knew the real wealth in the world is time, space, and people. And time, space are worth only when it is connected with the right kind of people. And the purpose is the most important element. And all of you, I'm sure, all of you in the platform are willing to give, and none of you expect anything in return. And everybody is so much in lookout for an opportunity to give to the society. And my job, as Goel sir told, is I should be a thread, not as a threat for anybody. So I just wanted to hide and see that the thread is not seen, because the garland will not be beautiful when the thread is visible. So that is what I am doing. But all the advantage of all that you are doing is coming to me, sir. I am thankful to Goel sir, very specially because the kind of image it is created with the activities of GYAN, which was started very informally. And now I can tell you the fundamental management philosophy today or for the future is informality and flexibility. Informality and flexibility are going to be the biggest change maker in the transformation process in the world. And the out-of-box thinking is very important. I will just tell you a small incident. I happened to be at Corporation Bank corridor on a wonderful day of January 5th, 2015. I happened to see 3 general managers together. To get to 3 general managers of Corporation Bank together means it's like you got a big gold mine on your own. So suddenly I told them, Happy New Year, sirs, I told. And one general manager turned to me and told, it is January 5th already. I told, sir, 360 days are remaining. And he told, oh, gentlemen, wonderful. Where is your office? He asked. So I told him, sir, I have no office. Hey, what are you talking without office? How are you working? Nothing is possible without office, he told. So I told him, sir, what is branchless banking, sir? I asked. Oh, we are very advanced. The banking is not like earlier. You need not come to the branch. You can operate from anywhere. We are very advanced. So that is what I am talking about, officeless organization, I told. They had no answer. What I understood is, if I make another organization, that means I am becoming a threat for other organizations. I need not. And the largest duty today is not to create another organization. Organizations are born and died just like cells are born and died in human body. Our priority should be to strengthen the organizations. Our purpose should be to strengthen the organizations. So to strengthen the organizations should come out of the box. They have created the box for themselves. Themselves is the box. They should come out of the box. There are plenty of examples. Other day we celebrated Pride of India with Dr. N. Sridhar Shetty. He is a model of out-of-box activity. The man who went out of the campus and went on creating great models. We have such models. The moment people are willing to come out of that spectrum, small spectrum, everything changes. I tell the youngsters, whatever the assignment which you have, it is like a plate of plain rice. The job which you are assigned to perform is like eating a plate of plain rice. It is very difficult to eat. you need lot of side dishes. And these all are the side dishes, the mentors, the connections, the good things which you do, the soft skill, the communication, the relationship, PR, everything become wonderful dishes. With that, you can eat the plate of rice so happily, tastefully, effortless. So my whole aim is to be effortless, but continuously to do. The first broadcast which I made was of Dr. Kalam's voice. And that voice I still remember. It is telling a prayer to Saraswati saying, make me like an electron, which is continuously working without rest, continuously working. Now I see that electron in Goel, sir. Now today evening episode is not there because he is in the flight. But if I would have insisted him, he would have done the episode in the flight itself, I am sure. But that is the kind of spirit. And that spirit saying, when someone tells something, to object is very easy because we don't see what that person see, because that is called the thinking process. Until we understand, I always feel like if anything anybody told, that means that is possible. So we should keep on supporting the youngsters, saying you can do it. And our youngsters will do miracles. I'm telling you, they will do miracles. And so we should come behind and put our youngsters in front, and we can transform our country into such a great heights. Thank you very much, sir. I think I overshot my time.
No, it's, Mr. Pauls, it's a very, very, it's a music to our ear to hear you, the way you have spoken from your heart. And see the simplicity and the things which he is having, a dream which he has seen, and along with inspired by the President Kalam, he was the person who recorded songs written by President Kalam and sung by Usha Uttavji. And the last year, on 27th of July, we did a program with where Usha Uttavji came and she sang that song, and with other dignitaries like ISRO former chairman and Dr. Bose, etc. So all these things are possible because of the GYAN platform. As he mentioned, yes, today I am flying back. I love to do the programs even during the flight, but it's not possible. We cannot make an inconvenience to the other passengers. So there will be no program for today evening and tomorrow because it's an international flight. But I will again emphasize one thing, and that is that if you are doing selfless service without expecting anything, you can do wonders. Viewers, you will be surprised to know not a single rupee has been paid by any of the member to anyone. But whatsoever they are doing selflessly. As Dr. Kurian mentioned about Dr. Deven, Dr. Sudhir Saran, Dr. Patnayak, and you have seen, you know about Dr. Kurian very well. People knows about him. And so these are all selfless service. Mr. Paul, in spite of all odds, means sometimes he has family obligations, sometimes social obligations and commitment, is still on dot for both the programs of GYAN in the morning and the evening. He's always there, and to see to it that the program should be telecasted live without any problems. And that is a beauty. For 1.5 years, it's not easy, whether it's raining or it's cold or hot or he's traveling. He made a point. I must say, this is the vision of GYAN, that whatsoever you commit, please fulfill that commitment. And that is, we are trying to do it. And really, I am very much happy to be associated with all these gems. We are not in the era of Mughals, where we say Navratna, but yes, if somebody can turn them, they all are the gems of for the country. I must tell this thing to you. So thank you very much. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4NEWS, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokan News, Bharat Post News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. So one last thing I will just say, I want to say a very, very big thank you to all the media channels that without charging anything, they are rendering their services every day, twice. It is not so easy, and give the time. Otherwise, the national media, if we approach to them, they want money. They want their time slots. They forget one thing, that these types of programs are very, very important for the youth, for which I, I think the mindset of the media will change, and it is changing. It is changing with the efforts what the GYAN is doing. So thank you very much, and see you on Monday morning, because there will be no telecast for today evening and tomorrow. So see you on Monday morning, definitely with a new program. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. E.P. Devan. Thank you very much, Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik. Thank you very much, Dr. Kurian. Thank you very much, Dr. Oman. Thank you very much, Professor Jose. And thank you very much, Mr. Paulus. Thank you, all the viewers, for watching our show, and hope that this year will be definitely a new beginning for the GYAN and for you all. Thank you very much.